3/4 of a mile away. Before we move on to being on scene as the battle ensued, let's pause for a moment and go back to the stand-down order. This has been talked about from policy, from politics, how it played out. First, Mitchell Zukoff, the stand-down order.
Thanks, David. I think it's important to clarify, just because there have been so many accusations of this stand-down order from this person or from Washington. What these guys revealed in this book is that there was a stand-down order on the ground in the annex that affected them, that delayed them from doing what they wanted to do to save lives, to potentially save lives. And I'll let them talk about that. But just to clarify, we're talking not about a stand-down order in some global sense, but a very personal stand-down order by the chief of base, identified as Bob, the CIA base chief, directly to these guys. And there have been people who have said that never happened. There are people who have challenged. But what's significant here is this is a first-hand account by the guys who heard these words said.
Could Bob have issued that order on his own?
That's a great question, David. And that's one of the things I know that the guys are eager to see the House Select Committee get to the bottom of. There have been indications he made it, but we also do know that he was in communication with Tripoli, and there was a line open to Washington. But we can't say at this point, whether it was, where the chain of command was. We know where the chain of command ended when Bob delivered the message.
All right, Tonto, 2 stand-down orders.
Sure, yeah, I got the very first one, and it was about 5 minutes after we had gotten the call. Now I know there's been sets that things have been said that it was a 9:42. Actually, when I looked at my watch, we got the call at 9:32, and I will go to my grave with that. And I do state that in the book. That has not changed. Now, so when I say 9:32 and 5 minutes from there, I got the first stand down or first wait at 9:37. I know it doesn't match up with the powers that be, but that's what I had in my watch. And I know by looking, I remember looking at it. It's imprinted in my brain.
Before we move to the situation in the battle, from Tig or Oz, anything else on the stand-down order?
I got the second stand-down order, and initially he didn't even know Tonto didn't even know I had the stand-down order either. We were sitting in the vehicle waiting, and it'd probably been 10, 15 minutes since we actually been sitting in these cars waiting to go. I got out, and the TL and Bob were on the front porch, and I just kind of said, hey, we need to get over there. We're going to lose the initiative.
Yeah.
And Bob just looks right at me and says, no, you need to stand down. You need to wait.
Now, keep in mind, dude, that during this whole time, we're getting calls from the State Department that they're lighting the buildings on fire. They're taking heavy fire. So it's not like we're just sitting in the car with them revving.